Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a good day. I can tell you, I'm ready to relax and do some Fallout role-playing. That sounds like a very nice use of my time right now. Let's see, last we left off, we had just finished our ghoul adventure at the RepCon test site. Let me lock this bad boy. Also, let me know if there's any stream problems. I'm still at the point where I'm tweaking this stuff constantly, and I never really know if something that I tweak is going to break something else. Hey Gengar, how you doing? Hope you're having a good Monday. God, that's good. I remember when I was a kid watching that episode of Dexter's Lab where the parents freak out because of their lack of coffee. I thought it was funny when I was a kid, but the realness of it had not set in yet, not until I was older. How you doing there? How would I pronounce this name? Mistake? MST3K. I'm gonna call you MST for short. That's easy for me to pronounce. Thanks for joining me. Now, the question on my mind, which is my... oh, still not used to the Pip-Boy interface. On the old Pip-Boy. Stats. The question on my mind is, what should I do next? I guess there's really nothing... Is there something you'd prefer, MST, besides MST? Because if so, I'm happy to accommodate. Cass is drowning her sorrows. We got these DLC things, so we're pretty set. I think that it'll be worth popping back to Novak very quickly. Just, I feel like the Ride of the Valkyries is like repeating endlessly. Just because I think that our man, Manny Vargas, is going to give us something for having dealt with the ghoul problem, so to speak. World map. Should be able to fast travel from here, I think. Novak. You cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby. What enemies are nearby? That one ghoul down on the ground? You're going to make me walk all the way back through the research labs? Oh well. Is that my Pip-Boy that's doing that? Let's see. Oh, well, actually, it's good that we came back through here because... hold on. Stats, data, radio. Here we go. Nope. I think it's just playing in here. Why does it sound so weird? Oh, well. I'm going to go back up to our man's office. What was his name? Jason. And he's got a lot of... chems. Finally, it starts into it. It sounded like it was just the beginning of the song that just keeps going over and over. It stands for Mystery Science Theater 3000. Oh yeah, I know of Mystery Science Theater. I've never watched it myself. It's a very popular cult classic from what I understand. MST. 420 Gengar. Hey BB, I'm having a problem with Requiem. What is your problem, Gengar? I will try and help you out. Rat away. That's the real good stuff. That good. Got all these. It's interesting that even Jason had to manage his radiation. Kind of assumed that he was just good to go on that. Also, I like that, excuse me. I just drank an entire protein shake. I like that all this stuff is no longer marked as stealing. That's really nice. Nice touch. Wonder Glue. Good on that. Empty locker. I feel like there's several instances of Ride of the Valkyries playing, which is why it sounds like it's just one massive lead up. Nothing cool over here. Is anything I can make right now? Breakdown weapon repair kit. I don't want to break that down. It's cool that you can do that, though. Let's see. Aid. So, these things, it just lists all the recipes, I suppose, even if I can't make them. That's not to my liking, personally. Gecko hide belt. I wonder what that's even for. I've not really gotten much into crafting in this game, I'd say. I'm sure there's many useful things you can craft, but frankly, I don't have the carry weight capability as of now. I kind of do now that I have Boon. That'll add more. But I'm happy to get that anti-radiation stuff. That's useful. I don't know if you guys know this, but the world of Fallout is very irradiated. I always wondered about that word. It sounds like irradiated would mean that it's not radiated. I don't know what the prefix IR is for. Let's see. Having a problem with Requiem. I can enter a house like Breeze Home or Your Vasker, but whenever I try to enter a city or go very close to one, my game crashes. Unfortunately, my friend, that is not... Are you playing just Requiem or are you playing Ultimate Skyrim? Really... Oh, shit, that's not where I'm trying to go. That's not the kind of problem that I can help you with just over the stream. Hey, Tricky Dragon, how you doing? Because crashing can be caused by a number of different things, all of which can be traced by like your load order and your specific setup, but that's not something I can do at the moment. If you're playing Ultimate Skyrim, the people on the subreddit and the Discord... Oh god, I forgot that I've not been out this way yet, and I guess there's a ghoul waiting for me. If you're playing Ultimate Skyrim, the people on the Discord and the subreddit in our community can help you out. Ooh, delicious mole rat meat. If you are playing Vanilla Requiem, the people on the Requiem subreddit would be happy to help, I'm sure. Also, what is in this ash pile? That was a super mutant. Take some bottle caps and some drained energy cells. An energy cell. Thank you. Yes, please. And a plasma pistol, huh? Do I have one of those? Also, I left my... What's it called? FPS on there again. Uh-oh. There we go. This is weird. Why can I not... No way did the game just freeze because I did that. What the hell, dude? So help me God if that was not auto-saving. It literally is. It's crashed. Just Requiem, I disabled mods like Noble Skyrim and JK Skyrim. Not sure if it's my load order or not. Well, unfortunately I can't help you out with that, my friend. I would post in the Requiem subreddit with your load order, just describe your problem, and they should be able to help you out there. Because if it's just vanilla, then that definitely should not be happening. This is... God dang. Alright, well, give me a quick second here. Apparently Fallout has crashed. Task Manager. I can't even get it. Every time this game crashes, too, it's like, it's few and far between, but it's also the most annoying game to have crash, because it, like, locks up your entire system. Just a big old pain in the ass. Let's go here, please. Yes. See, what the... It's like I can't move my mouse, I can't do anything. Move my mouse if I hit Control-Alt-Delete, but then I start the Task Manager, and nothing. Alright, I might have to restart the computer here briefly. I will leave the thing streaming, the other computer. Bear with me for a quick second, because I think that's what it's going to take. Let's see what happens when I do this. Here, I'll put the stream on pause. Bear with me for a quick moment. I will be back ASAP. Okay, we're back, and hopefully we won't have any more crashes. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. And luckily we have an autosave. Looks like someone is smiling on us today. The Bethesda gods. What did I miss? Anything exciting? Take him out. Or I'll do it, I guess. I didn't expect to have to get the drop on that, man. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. What you got for me, ghoul? That's different than what you had last time. Almost as if your loot is randomized based on a series of leveled lists. Could be. Alright, boy. Bottle cap. Drain. Oh, you got the same stuff. Now, let me pop in here. Go weapons. Do I have... Oh, only a plasma pistol. Or sorry, only a plasma rifle. Alright, well, I'm going to drop that then. So it's honestly not worth the wait. It's kind of a pun, right? Task manager not working is the most annoying thing. Hey, Shake Fan, how you doing? Happens to me all the time. It's... I don't know. Like, with most games, I can pop it in the task manager and, you know, mess around with it. I know it's Fallout New Vegas that's locking my controls and being difficult because, I mean, I have games crash all the time. Most of the time I can use the task manager just fine. I'm blaming the game on that one. Joe, doing well. Where do you stand on Fallout New Vegas versus Fallout 4? I agree with some of the complaints on Fallout 4, but I love it still. Honestly, Joe, I can't offer an informed opinion on that because I only dabbled with Fallout 4, and I really haven't completed Fallout New Vegas either. I can tell you my experience with Fallout 4 was generally enjoyable, but not altogether gripping. But as I've said in previous streams, that's not necessarily a criticism of the game itself, because any number of things can draw my attention away from a game. I think the best games are the ones, you know, or may I say the best, the ones that I enjoy the most are the ones that really kind of grab a hold of me, and it's like I can't wait to keep playing. My issue with Fallout 4 was that well, first of all, I really dislike that I am so shoehorned into being a certain type of character. There is less room for... I look to these games to be very gnarly role-playing experiences, and when so many choices are made for me as to how I, you know, came into the world, it's not exactly my cup of tea. It's not the end of the world either. Like, I don't mind role-playing as a parent, you know, looking for their child. But even there, too, that setup is a little gnarly to me, because if I were properly role-playing a parent looking for their child, I don't think I'd be doing anything else besides that specific thing. This is an issue that I had coming up in Fallout 4, is that it felt weird to me to do any of the side quests or side content, because I just felt like if I were a parent, or at least the parent that I had role-played, none of that mattered at all. I'm just looking for little Timmy or whatever his name was. So, I mean, that's, you know, one small complaint. I really liked the gunplay. I thought that it felt like a proper shooter, which was incredible. Because this game, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas are serviceable, but they're not fantastic shooters in their own right. But Fallout 4's shooting immediately felt very viscerally satisfying to me, which was impressive. I didn't know that Bethesda had it in them, frankly. But other than that, I don't know. I would say the depth of the story options up to what I had experienced, which was about the Kellogg quest, in addition to some side stuff, everything felt fairly shallow narratively, and that's kind of what I come to these games for. So, yeah, and the voice protagonist was problematic for me as well. Hey, Lolico, how you doing? You do a paladin dance impression. Couldn't tell you even who that is. Shake Fan says, I would love to get into New Vegas, but the freaking cazadores scare the hell out of me. Oh, is it one of those kind of phobia situations? Maybe there's a mod that replaces them. I know that they have that for fast travel, please. They have that for spiders in Skyrim. They are pretty creepy, I'll give you that. And there's other things, I don't know. I've read a lot about Fallout 4. I've read a lot of other people's impressions of it, so there's things that I think are cool. There was a post in the subreddit like a couple weeks ago, excuse me, where someone was praising the way that the monsters are animated and all the different entrance animations that they have, which was clearly a response to kind of animations Bethesda's put into games in the past, so I think that's cool. I'm sure there's plenty to like. I would just need to kind of check it out myself. Whoa. What was that? They limited themselves, and it seemed pretty clear that the voice actors didn't always understand what they were reacting to, so the reactions were sometimes way off base. I think that's very true. That was evident even when I was playing. It's tough when you have a voiced anyone, any sort of voice acting at all is hard because you need really strong direction, otherwise that happens. We've talked a lot about voice acting in this like stream, on these streams. Oh, hey, look, it's Chris.
Hey. Welcome to Novak. It's not very exciting here, but the people are friendly enough. My engineering skills have been coming in handy too. I've got plenty to do. Thanks for telling me about this place.
Oh, you're welcome, Chris. Anyway, voice acting is really, really hard, even if you're a talented voice actor. If you don't have proper direction, like, for instance, if you don't understand the scenario that you're supposed to be acting out, things can be very weird when the voice acting is integrated into the final product. And if you have a voice protagonist, you're just creating more opportunity for that to happen. Let's see here. If you play Fallout 4, you will know who Paladin Danse is, and then you will try his voice subconsciously, or he will try yours. Interesting. The gunplay was awesome, the crafting was nice, the settlement building was cool if you wanted to do that. I would definitely have preferred textual choices for dialogue, like in New Vegas. So the settlement system is something that is very intriguing to me. I said this in the previous Fallout New Vegas stream, that from what I experienced of it, it felt kind of like it was really fun to do in and of itself, and it was cool that it gave you a reason to gather up all this junk, right? But I didn't quite understand the through line of it, or really the purpose, and I guess that's more of a criticism of the game's overarching intended experience, which to me, I guess survival mode helps a lot. But when I was playing, I really didn't even bother to dabble with the settlement stuff because, and like I said, this is just an overarching criticism of like the default Bethesda experience. The whole game is just so easy that it's like, why do I need to do any of this stuff? You know, that was why I frankly put so much difficulty into Ultimate Skyrim. It's like, what do any of these resources matter? What do any of these advantages matter if what they confer, it's just if you don't even need it, if that makes sense. But once again, this is my very layman's like experience with Fallout, for whatever it's worth. What is my... Oh,
you have any
excuse
luck
me.
with the ghouls? I'm counting on you.
I did it. The ghouls are no longer at RepCon, my guy.
Really? Unbelievable, man. I knew that wasn't going to be easy.
That sounds similar to your complaints
But I had a good feeling
about
you.
vanilla
Like
Skyrim.
you've
Yeah,
been
I mean,
through a lot.
basically, it's Bethesda games. It's they're casting a really wide net, and I understand why. It's just not to my, like, if I made it myself, there would be slight differences, which is fine. I mean, that's why like this exists, right? Like Jay Sawyer Ultimate. This guy actually worked on Fallout New Vegas, but even the end product that they ended up with, for, I don't know, the sake of, I guess, kind of accessibility, it's not bad, it's just different, and there's things that if he were making it for himself, he would be doing differently, and so he did, and he made like a whole overhaul mod. That's basically how I see Ultimate Skyrim. Let's talk about something else, Manny.
Sure thing.
Like I said, for all the faults these games have, there's fun to be had. Absolutely. And really, I don't know, I feel bad sometimes because I think that, well, it's tricky because the most fun I really have with any game is when I know the least about it, because then anything is possible, right? And sometimes I feel bad criticizing a game if it's given me, say, like Skyrim. Like vanilla Skyrim gave me about 60 to 100 hours of relative enjoyment when I first played it, and it was at that point that I had played it enough to really see all the game's kind of flaws and missteps. But at that point, it's like, what do you say? Like, does that make it a bad game if you now understand how the whole thing is designed, and there's so many kind of gaps in the design of it, or so many ways in which it doesn't really appeal to me? It's like, but it gave me so many hours where, like, when I didn't know that, I was having a great time. So it's a difficult balance. Well, I think of it like this. Oh, Lolico, what changes would you like? Because they're revoicing but planning to have impressions of original voices. Ha! What changes would you like in Fallout 4 New Vegas upcoming mod in terms of voice acting? If you're talking about like redoing New Vegas's voice acting, I don't know. I think that I'd get rid of that one lady. She's alright, but she's clearly not as good. Like, this guy's great. So many of the voice actors are very talented. I can't remember. Was the character that she played in Good Springs? Sandy Shores, whoever that lady is. She's the doctor here in town. That girl, I don't know if it was just poor direction or what, but everything she says, wow, I'm idolized in Novak. Renowned for your extensive support and goodwill, you are idolized by the community. Hell yeah, I wonder what that kind of confers to me. But her voice actress, she just sounds like she's reading off of a script for every single voice line she delivers. Hey, Cliff.
I don't know if you know, but since Jeannie Mae passed, I've been keeping an eye on her properties for her.
I was gonna see how the town reacted.
Everything back to you. So take this key and make yourself at home at our motel. It'll open the room on the 2nd floor, closest to the lobby. Hope it suits you.
Hell yeah. Jeannie Mae sent me. No.
Come back.
So I was actually curious to see how this game reacted to some of the stuff we'd done so far. That includes the ghouls, and that includes Jeannie Mae. I wanted to see if people start referencing the fact that Jeannie Mae is dead, because reactivity, I think, is one of the most important parts of a role-playing game in terms of maintaining your immersion. It's also incredibly difficult to do well in an open-world game like this, because you have to account for so many different permutations. And if you want the player to have all these different choices and options as to how they go about things, you also have to plan for all these different permutations and eventualities, how, like, world states, like how things can end up, and that's really, really hard to do. Where are you guys going? Oh, you're just trying to come up here to me. Let's see. I sure as hell couldn't create these worlds, so I really appreciate they've done the legwork to initialize these experiences that modders can then modify to temper the experience into something even better, like Ultimate Skyrim. And that wouldn't be possible without Bethesda doing all that initial work. There are lots of instances of modern media that clearly aren't targeted at me. Well, first of all, that seems like a separate idea. I agree with you completely, Joe. We are really indebted to these companies because they really do create these baseline worlds for us to mess around in, and they let us do that. So that really counts for a lot in my book, too. And they are really talented in a lot of ways, that I think we take for granted. Also, my hunger level increased, and now I can't carry all my shit. Wonderful. I agree with you, it's worth considering. Lots of instances of modern media that clearly aren't targeted at me, TV shows and games that I would have loved when I was younger. I'm sad that I'm not the target demographic of anyone anymore, so I've got to find enjoyment where I can. Yeah, I have been to Novak before, Joe, and I met Nobark quite a lot. I agree with you. I still feel fairly targeted by a lot of media, so I could understand how it's frustrating if you don't feel that way. And really, if you have the philosophy of taking enjoyment where you can, I think it's good. It helps you enjoy stuff. It's hard to enjoy stuff as you get older. Alright, give me some food. Fixing thing. I got a... where was that? Squirrel stew. That's pretty good. And then, what, mole rat meat. I picked up. I thought, oh, I got maize. I must not have picked it up this time. Because, oh, that's right. He didn't have it on his corpse. Then I crashed. Alright, well, here's the Mcbride House. I wonder how you guys are going to react to Jeannie Mae being dead. I want to test the kind of limits of the reactivity they've programmed in here.
Anything?
Not yet.
Well, don't worry yourself too much over it. We'll get by.
That's the whole bit about the livestock and the super mutants. I thought that might end as well once I cleared out all the ghouls.
What brings you here?
Nothing. Alice.
Nice of you to visit.
See, like, her voice actress, this guy's voice actor, they're fantastic. I think a lot of people are really, really good. Boone here is played by the Courier from Skyrim, and that dude is a very storied voice actor with a lot of experience. I think he does a great job, although the problem when you're that prolific is that people who have experienced your voice in all different kinds of media just immediately recognize it. So, like, when I hear his voice, for example, it's really hard for me not to be taken out of the experience a little bit. Love that dude. Nobark might be my favorite NPC in New Vegas. He's right here. You got anything to say about Jeannie Mae, Nobark?
You've seen them too, haven't you?
Yep. Want to play a hand and carry event? I guess not.
If anyone asks, we never spoke.
Gotcha, Nobark. Well, how about this? What am I carrying that is taking up so much? What if I go like this? And I'm just going to drop all my weapons real fast. So that puts me down a solid 40 pounds. So that's quite a lot. I would say, why don't I take some of this stuff and give it to Boone, because there's really no reason for me to be carrying around all this junk. I'm only using like a couple guns at the moment. Open inventory, please. Fine by me. You should definitely exhaust his dialogue. It's all hilarious. I'd say I did most of that in a previous stream. I don't think he's got anything new to say to me, and I did enjoy his dialogue quite a lot. So you have this one. I don't have any more ammo for that at the moment. I've got some for the plasma rifle. I don't really need it. You got this 357 caravan shotgun, and I think that's good for now. It gives me a little bit of room to maneuver, I'd say. So we'll just hold off. And now, guess what? We get to go north. We get to actually go and do some more exploring. Hey, Doc.
What can I do for you?
This is the voice actress who I don't really like. Let's see. Can you hear me? I need medical supplies.
Yeah, and I need sterile medical supplies. But let's see what I have with me.
That was actually alright, the way she delivered that line. And of course, if you just sit there and pick apart every single line, then you're going to find stuff to be upset. Hello, greetings from Chihuahua, city of Juarez, Mexico. Hello, my friend. What is that? Checham. For some reason, that font is hard to see on my, or the color. Thanks for joining us. Oh, that coffee. That is just, it's wonderful. It breathes life into me. Alright, whoops. I'm still, okay, I hate the fact that escape does not take me out of whatever menu I'm in. If I were to change one thing about this game. I'm sure there's a mod for it or something. Let's see. You got doctor's bags? Is this, no, this is me. Wait a second. Dr. Ada Strauss. Okay, I was looking through here. Weapons. Aid. What do you got for me? Low light vision. That's pretty cool. Same thing here, though, right? Like cat eye. I love the concept of low light vision stuff. You guys know that I love playing with light and like light-based gameplay. But you don't ever need it because the game's never dark enough to where you can't see anything. So it's just like, what do you... Ugh, whatever. I'll just frustrate myself if I talk too much about that kind of stuff. Because the framework is there, you know what I mean? Like, the framework is there for these really cool role-playing experiences and whatnot, and this game's a lot better about it. I just find that, this is my little nerd rant, is that a lot of developers, and I would squarely count Bethesda in this group, and I have hopes that it won't be like this in Elder Scrolls 6, but we'll see. I think that they are just so afraid to tell the player no, to tell the player that they can't do something or that there's consequences for the stuff that they do, that just they end up totally watering down their experience. And I think that a lot of players, I think they're underestimating players, and I could be wrong about that because I do understand that not every player is like me or like the people that I know, but I think that if they gave players a little bit more credit, like maybe they'd be initially discomforted at the idea that, you know, maybe they do something and it has significant consequences and it upsets them. But I think they'll find that rewarding after a certain period of time once they get used to kind of having that be the case. What is going on over here? That looks like the Legion. Oh yeah, look, there's my spotter deal. Oh, boom. Legionary. Oh, they're coming after me. Okay, here we go. Here's a fight. Finally. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, guy, what you got for me? Wow, I'm really bad with guns. Is this the furthest you've been in New Vegas? No, it's not actually. I've been further. I've been a little bit into New Vegas and done like the very initial quest there, but that's as far as I've gotten. Dude, I feel like they have to in order to keep such a large player base. See, that, I don't know. I'm not confident in that. I think about games like Dark Souls, right, that have hit major popularity, and I don't know the sales numbers comparatively, so maybe this point won't really hold up if you did look at that stuff. But I just feel like there's so many people, right, who love those games, and they're really hard, and yet people just kind of suck it up, and they're like, okay, this is a hard game, and I gotta, you know, deal with it, right? And they end up having like a really awesome time that I don't think they would have had if they would have just had a much more watered down, easy experience. That's not gonna do. I'm not, there it is. And so I don't know. I just feel like if Bethesda kind of took a chance and, you know, like made their games a little bit tougher, a little bit less. Like, look at how many people love survival mode in Fallout 4. That to me, I mean, I guess if you want to make it like an optional mode that gets the best of both worlds, I would like a Bethesda game where survival mode was the intended core experience for everybody. And I don't know. I think that maybe now there's like too many people who have been weaned on like the other type of gameplay experience that they provide. But I think that people could be swayed. And Joe, you say everyone that plays those knows what they signed up for because it has been that way from the beginning. Well, I don't know. Like, you're talking about deviating from the norm in a well-established franchise. So that's what I mean. It's like, and I recognize once again that not everything is to my taste, but like, I don't think that's the end of the world. I think that people will, maybe there will be some sort of initial discomfort, but I think that it could still produce a very well-selling game and provide like a super gnarly like experience. I get that the analogy from like Dark Souls to the Bethesda RPGs might be difficult because Dark Souls has been tough like from the beginning. But I don't know, Morrowind was hard as hell, and the only ones we've ever had in the Elder Scrolls series that were a little bit watered down were Oblivion and Skyrim. I think that they could still do it. What do I want here? Healing powder. These are long fuse dynamite, huh? I'll take the purified water. And now I'm back up already in my carry weight. I don't know why. Repair this bad boy. Nice. And my caravan shotgun. Is that going to give me... Oh, it did give me a decent amount of repair. That was actually pretty tough. Give me the rounds, sure. And this, and healing powder sledgehammer. That's all fine. Boone, you happy that we've been killing some Legion? This guy's got a cool flag. 9mm round, sure, why not? Got a case. And that's good for now. What do you got, my friend? 10mm rounds. Millimeter Night Stalker tail. Weird. That's not that great. I'm looking for food, really. Personally, I wish it would happen, and regardless if it actually would happen, do you think Bethesda would ever take that risk? See, maybe. That's my answer. This is what I think might happen with Elder Scrolls 6, because I think that... Well, I don't know. I was going to say that, oh, you guys are dead as hell. That I don't know how much longer they could get away with these kind of homogenized experiences. I think that, I mean, Fallout 4 seems like a pretty large commercial success. But I think that they will be less able to get away with these kind of surface level role-playing experiences as time goes on. And maybe they will be willing to take that risk with Elder Scrolls 6 just to be... I feel like there's been so many examples now of games being rewarded for like pushing the envelope and being different. I think about like The Witcher 3 and how that game was so well received because they really took the time to make something highly reactive and difficult if you wanted it to be, and just like, I don't know, even like the Dark Souls series I still think is a good example of games that are unafraid to like push the envelope of like difficulty or like player frustration. It's hard to say. I have no idea where their head is at. I have no idea what the inner circle of Bethesda designers is planning for. I don't know the numbers, you know? I don't know how, like, if Fallout 4 sold a bajillion copies, despite being a fairly shallow role-playing experience, it's the type of game that you can sink hundreds of hours into just collecting shit, and that clearly seems to be, to me, their goal with that game, which I think they succeeded in. I don't know. Maybe they don't have that much incentive to change it. I think that for me to have an informed opinion, I would just have to know a little bit more about where their heads are at. And frankly, I don't. All I can do is guess. And that does not create a very solid platform for suppositions. Ooh. We got all kinds of fucking dudes over here. So we're on the east side of the river, right? I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of... Oh, those are the Cazadores. A lot of Legion. There we are. Let's see. Maybe that was a factor in the time between ES5 and 6. I agree those work well. I just don't think there's as much overlap between Elder Scrolls and Fallout and Dark Souls as you do. My experience alone is just anecdotal. Dark Souls equals 3D RuneScape. Oh my god, I love Dark Souls. I think there's a lot of people who like Skyrim and hate Dark Souls. They're very different types of games. My point being, I don't think they're the same game at all, or even analogous experiences. I just draw that parallel to show that players do not necessarily shy away from a difficult, rewarding experience, and I think a lot of the time they end up more satisfied as a result. The problem is that if you rely on players to dictate their own experiences, then I don't know, like, they might not even like it, is the thing. I think that it's a tricky balance to strike, of course, because, you know, if you ignore player preferences entirely, then you run into trouble. Holy crap! Oh my god! Jeez, 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 jeez. Oh, jeez. If you ignore player preferences entirely, then you run the risk of alienating your user base. But if you just completely adhere to what players say they want, you'll end up with this, like, trying to please everybody, pleasing nobody, shallow milquetoast experience, I think. I think that Dark Souls combat was addicting. It's what I couldn't get from Skyrim, which is why I was sucked in. I agree that too much freedom can be a very bad thing. You need a balance. I think that my favorite experiences, my favorite gaming experiences, and this is tough to do with a large company, and I understand that. And it's tough to nail this in AAA games because they're designed for a wide audience and because they're produced by these huge, huge teams. But my favorite gaming experiences are the ones where the people creating the game have a very strong vision for what they want to create from the beginning, or relatively early in the development process. Maybe that even includes starting out as one thing and kind of retooling it and pivoting a little bit. That's fine too, like Fortnite, for example. When you have this strong concept of the game that you want to make, I think that your path becomes a lot clearer, and I think that you can create something really, really special. I think about games like The Witcher 3. I think about even like the other Witchers, to be honest, but The Witcher 3 I think was their best execution of that formula. I think about games like The Binding of Isaac. I think a lot of the roguelike genre has been filled with this lately, a lot of systemic stuff that was like very clearly planned by creators to function a certain way, and the result was something that felt very carefully curated and very carefully balanced. I think about games like Stardew Valley, where every element of the game feels considered because the person making it clearly knew what they were trying to make, and so all of the decisions they had to make during development were helped by that clarity of vision. And I think that's something you lack when you listen too much to players alone, or it's something that can happen if you try and please everybody. That's my kind of personal take on it. Okay, I need to get back in the game here. It's hard for me. I get so jazzed talking about this kind of stuff. I love games, obviously, and I love game design, but it's hard to play the games I'm trying to play when I'm all talking about games and stuff. Maybe I'll get better at that over time. Okay, so I got a stim pack. I need a doctor's bag. I restored some limb condition. Not a lot. I need to get better at medicine. I need to back the hell away from these guys, because if they keep throwing explosives at me, it's not going to be very good, I don't think. Luckily, I have two badass companions that seem to really help me out. I'm like the weakest one of all of them. We good? Viper Gunslinger, grenade rifle. So someone told me this is a really, really good early game weapon for anyone with an explosives build, excuse me. So I'm going to grab one just for the sake of it. And I'll keep repairing it. Squirrel on a stick, I'll take that. Oof. Got a katana, huh? Viper leader, leather armor reinforced. I think that's what I'm wearing, is it not? What am I wearing? Apparel, leather armor, ooh. So can I repair this one with this one? I can. Nice. Wow. So now I'm really... Look at that. Look at me. I look very feminine. I got no problem with that, though. I'm like an androgynous wasteland wanderer. Let's see here. Now my carry weight is... What is it? 72. I'm going to pop another stim pack just in case. Because you don't want to be walking around with half health, that's for show. And is that everyone? Everybody's dead. Okay, then. Let me make sure I know where I'm going here, too. Oh, there's a Helios 1. I should probably go check that out just for the fun of it. I'll see what's here. Poseidon Energy. El Dorado Gas and Service. What is that? Yeah, makeshift bedding. I was going to say, it looks like a bed. Hello? There's an enemy over there. Hey, Prospector.
That should keep the powder gangers away.
Man, everyone's heard about this new sheriff over in Prim, huh? I see you. There's no way I can make that shot. Not in a million years. I like that the scavengers are called prospectors. Oh, Sunset Sarsaparilla. Yeah. Gun cabinet, huh? What do we got in here? 12 gauge round. Nice. 2 caravan shotguns. And some holes for a 20 gauge. What was that? Got some cram. I'm just going to cram that in my mouth. I was really hurting for a scope for a long time in early game. Yeah, I could use one. I mean, this one's okay, but it's not fantastic for, like, scouting. Blamco, mac and cheese. What else we got in here? Surprised there's this much stuff still left in here with a prospector right outside. Got some flowers, some gumdrops. Got a Sunset Sarsaparilla. Oh, the star bottle cap. Nice. Bottle cap. Got some yeast. That surprises me a little bit. Some bottle caps there. What else we got in this sack? In these sacks. Need to get rid of this ammo that I don't need either. Junk food. Instamash. We got all kinds of stuff. Ammunition rounds. Sure, I'll take this. Take all. And 12 gauge rounds. Nice. Let's pop into our inventory. I swear we spend more time in the inventory than we do actually playing the game. That's part of the fun, actually. I think, anyway. Cowboy repeater. Dynamite grenade rifle. I don't have any grenades for the grenade rifle at the moment. Boone, can you please take my... It's weird hearing that voice actor. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's been in so many things. He's the courier in Skyrim. He was Tino in The Weekenders on Disney Channel, if any of you ever watched that. He's been in like a million cartoons. So normally he plays just kind of his regular voice, which is why I think it's so recognizable to me. It's really weird to hear him like affecting this gruff, like, I'm Boone, I'm a badass sniper kind of deal, when I don't think he has a particularly badass voice. I think he's a great voice actor, but he's not who I would pick for like a grizzled veteran. Oh well. Gotta act outside your range, right? That's how you get better. Items do anything outside your range is how you get better. Let's see here. You can have this. I don't even need to. I don't know why I'm carrying that. I'm just going to drop it. I want to give him the ammo that I'm not using at the moment. Misk, bobby pin, bottle cap, blah, 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 blah. This stuff doesn't take any carry weight up, so you can have that. And you can have... I need these, I think. 12 gauge round. What is it? I think the caravan shotgun uses 20 gauge. How do you feel about ESO in the direction of Fallout 76 versus typical ES versus Fallout games? Pretty different character from Myron in Fallout 2. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. He was Myron, right? I found that out the other day. I actually was going through and listening to Myron's voice lines. What a great character he was. Really love to hate that guy. How do you feel about ESO? So Elder Scrolls Online is interesting to me. It's another type of game that is, I don't think, really my kind of game, but I've dabbled in it a little bit, and I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea that everything is voice acted. I think that kind of added to my experience quite a lot when I played it. You have that, and millimeter rounds, and really I don't need any of this stuff at the moment, because I'm not carrying any energy weapons. Microfusion cell, these I'll keep, and I think the 308 rounds, is that what my, let's see, weapons, 5.56, we got 20 gauge, got 3.57. Sweet. That's fine for now. Do you look up Robert Paulson? Anyway, so Elder Scrolls Online, I like the fact that I get to learn more about the Elder Scrolls universe, but the kind of theme park MMOs, I want to like them a lot, but they don't tend to hold my interest for long unless there's something really unique about how they play. Elder Scrolls Online seems fairly... Maybe it's different if you get to like the higher levels or something, but it's kind of boring to me a little bit. Once again, I feel bad. Like, none of this is a criticism saying that they're bad games or anything. It's just it feels like maybe there's a bit of a time investment before you really get to like the meat of the game. And like any adult with a schedule and, you know, jobs, it's very hard to find time to invest, right? And when there's other experiences that are immediately interesting to me, I tend to favor those instead. As for Fallout 76, I'm intrigued by that. I like the idea that, you know, Bethesda is kind of innovating a little bit, kind of taking a chance on something that we haven't really seen before, or at least that's how it seems at the moment. I think Fallout 76, maybe it won't be that unique in the grand scheme of things compared to other types of games that are out there, like, you know, other multiplayer survival games, but I think it's pretty different for Bethesda, and I like the fact that they are trying out new things and maybe mixing some of their own pedigree.
Almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that. I don't know, I think it's interesting.
This is a restricted area. State your business.
I was just speech, 35 lie, and with the NCR, anything I can do to help. I don't want to lie to him. I saw this place in the distance and wanted to investigate. I was hungry and was hoping this was some kind of food factory. That's the truth.
Or you're a Legion spy trying to infiltrate our
A Legion
perimeter.
spy.
Give me one good reason I should let you through.
Science, I noticed your solar tower isn't collecting much sunlight. I can help. Well, that's true.
No need. We already have an expert hard at work on it.
Oh, yeah?
Then again, our expert is an idiot. Hell, he might as well be a saboteur. I guess you couldn't do any worse. Have him fill you in on the details. He's in the back.
But what if I am a Legion spy?
When you see him. Keeps his sunglasses on all the time.
Dude, look up Robert
Even when he's
Paulson on IMDb. I googled the name after watching Fight Club. Turns out the real Robert Paulson basically voice acted every cartoon from my childhood. It was Raphael from Ninja Turtles, Max from Mighty Max, on Transformers, Animaniacs, and freaking everything else. That's crazy. A lot of those actors are very prolific. I can't keep interest in MMOs. They feel too grindy immediately. That's kind of how I feel too a lot of the time, Joe. Unless there's something, like I said, really unique about it, or unless it's kind of sandboxy. I can suffer some grind if I feel like the world itself is like really dynamic and there's interesting things to do. I think of actually MMOs like RuneScape, for example, or maybe even Black Desert Online, although I've been having a hard time getting into that just because of how kind of pay to win it feels and very grindy. So I want to play in like Fallout 76. I'm sure it'll be the same way. I mean, I think you're probably right. But, you know, I'll hold out hope. Or it's not, I don't really care that much, frankly. It's like Fallout 76. I'll watch it from a distance. If it looks like fun, I'll check it out. Maybe I'll even play it for the channel because it is Bethesda and I do like to see what they're doing. But if it ends up being kind of not my type of game, that won't hurt me too much because, frankly, that's what I've come to expect from Bethesda, unfortunately. The last type of game, I mean, I loved Oblivion and I love Skyrim for a lot of things, but by default, those games out the box are typically not for me. Why are you here and not on the front lines? Isn't that more important? Shouldn't there be more people than this defending a power plant? Both are good questions.
I ask myself the same question all the time.
Jammo says MMOs are dangerous.
It's hard to come by around here. Gives you more control over this area than troops ever could. Hell,
It's true.
If we lose the dam to the Legion, this little plant may be our last stand.
Wow. MMOs are dangerous, lost too many years to WoW. That's not really what I want from the Fallout universe at all. I'm willing to be proven wrong. Also, Joe, I agree. I love how often you can use skill checks in conversation. Spiteful of a company/product, they make you pre-order the game to play the beta, especially when the beta is just a glorified network test. I could see that. I'm kind of like that. I have, as of right now, my betas are locked behind kind of a paywall. Although, hopefully that will change with the launch of 4.0. At the very least, there won't be... My plan is that there won't be versions or content that is locked away that other people can't experience as well. Shouldn't there be more than this defending a power plant?
There should, but we're not getting much power out of it, so none of our enemies have big interest in it either. Not like Hoover Dam, anyway. We had a real fighting force here just long enough to take it from the Brotherhood of Steel. Then they got sent east to the dam like everybody else. Caesar's Legion sends skirmishers every so often, prodding for weaknesses mostly. The reality is, if they really wanted it, we'd all be dead.
That's probably true. See, that's completely different. Wasn't talking about that at all. Well, I appreciate it, Joe. Why was the Brotherhood of Steel here?
Damned if I know. Put up a hell of a
I do
fight,
recognize
though.
it is
We had
different.
them
I just,
outnumbered,
you
I
know,
don't know, 20 to 1 maybe? They held
throwing
out
out
as long
concessions.
as they could. Lost most of their force before they retreated. Gave us a little parting gift, too. They had some of the plant running, but they shut it all down. Enabled an old security system, too, to keep us away from the controls. Jerk-offs.
All right. Well, let's go see what's going on inside this power plant, huh? Wish Bethesda would hire Chris Avallone or something. He seems to be working for everyone else these days. I know, right? He left Obsidian how long ago? I was reading an article where he talked about his treatment at Obsidian. And, I mean, obviously it's only one man's account, but it sounded so depressing. I feel like I can really feel Tim Cook's influence in this game, which I'm pretty sure he was still around at Obsidian when this game was made, right? He has a really good talk on improving your RPGs that I love listening to. I'll probably listen to it again soon. I've been meaning to do that. I just wish Bethesda, after Pillars of Eternity 1, I think. Gotcha. So that was after this game.
Got business here.
Was you talking about Chris Avallone or Tim Cook?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
You don't say. Weird. Everyone keeps saying that. It's almost as though you guys are taken from the same voice line bank. Who am I going to talk to? Where's my man? Oh, God. You look like a cutie, except for these horrible patches.
Pretty sure HQ's forgotten all about us.
Oh, man. Probably not. This does seem like an important strategic asset. And where's those, Tim Kaine? Yeah, I always say Tim Cook. I don't know why I get that wrong all the time. Hold Obsidian up on a pedestal because I love New Vegas. What was some of the negative stuff he had to say about Obsidian? It wasn't, like, blatantly negative. I think there was just a... I would go and read it because I don't remember it well enough to give you something legitimate, or I don't want to spread misinformation. Just Google like Chris Avallone and like his exit from Obsidian. And it was more like I think he had worked there for so many years, right? And has been so instrumental in all of these major Obsidian IPs. And his exit was very corporate. It was very impersonal, I think. They tried to get him to sign some sort of NDA that prevented him from talking about like his own games in like a negative light at all, which kind of rubbed him the wrong way. He said something like, you know, I'm very critical of my own work most of all, and it felt kind of unnatural not to be able to say my honest opinions about, you know, issues I had with things I created. Yeah, it's management issues. He was intentionally vague to stay respectful. It's an interesting read if you go and find it. Like I said, it's one man's take, but I don't know. It's interesting to see the kind of politics that result from any sort of corporate structure. It's almost inherent in the just trying to organize large groups of people, I think. I see it a lot in my fiance's jobs that she's occupied because she's a corporate consultant. Hello, guys. Where is the person I'm supposed to be talking to?
Our defenses, I got one bullet I'm saving just for me.
That's smart, I guess, if a little depressing.
It's coming for us. Just a matter of time, believe you me.
Jeez, these guys are straight up terrified. I mean, I get it. The Legion is very scary. I just feel bad. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. Whoa. Oh, this is the front.
Which side the Legion's gonna hit us from next?
This is the front gate. Where was that big door that I just saw? Oh, this is the front door. What the hell? Tim Kaine is apparently working on his dream game at Obsidian now. That could be something really special. That is awesome. I agree with you, Jamoid. I'm very excited to see what that is. Is it a new IP of some kind? I haven't heard anything about it, I don't think. That lucky old son. Talk to the idiot wearing sunglasses in the back of the Helios 1 plant building. Okay, well, I got a marker for him, so I guess I'll just go this way. Jeez. I already did this whole loop. Where is he at? Map. I'll do that. How about instead of wasting more time? Local map. Ah, I missed a hallway, it seems. Where is that hallway? Is it this way? Down here? There it is. This tucked away door. Oof. Hello? Oh, look at this green room. Got eyeglasses. I could wear some eyeglasses. Right? I think I'm aware. Whoa, geez. Allowed to wear glasses in addition to a helmet. Oh, I wanted to give or drop this too. Apparel. Get this out of here. Weapons. We're all good there. Hello. There are few people in the industry I respect more than that man. Him and Leonard Boyarsky, basically the Troika dudes. I don't know Leonard Boyarsky, but I also love Tim Kaine. I agree with you, my friend. Hello, guys.
Hey, man.
Fantastic.
Who the hell are you? They bring you in to replace me? They're replacing me, aren't they?
Settle down. I'm not here to replace anyone. That's right, I'm here for your job. Why are you worried about being replaced?
Damn right you're not. Goddamn right. Why would they? You can't top this guy. Just a little more time. You can't keep Fantastic down for long.
You sound worried, my friend. Yeah, why are you worried about being replaced?
Worried? Do I look worried to you?
Yes.
I've got this under control, baby. No one else can do what I do here.
Oh yeah? What do you do here?
What else? I'm in charge. This whole operation depends on me. No Fantastic, no power. Got the whole NCR suckling my teats, and it feels so good.
You sound like a fucking chode, dude. What are you trying to accomplish? What exactly do you do?
Fuck, man. Everything. I push buttons, I turn dials, I read numbers. Sometimes I make up little stories in my head about what the numbers mean. Like one time I imagined they were a code to get into a vault full of naked women. Man, how cool would that be?
So you have no idea what you're doing.
No, man. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Fair, okay.
I just don't know what effect it's
He
going
does
to
know
have.
what he's doing factually.
Over
It's like
there
I'm pressing that
controls
button and turning
power in
that
this
dial.
building. That station has readouts on the computer network. That big knob there makes a crazy noise. Sparks come out of that slot if you put stuff in it. And I'm learning more every day.
It's pretty good. Let's see here. As much as I love Obsidian for New Vegas, nobody's perfect, I guess. The situation reminds me a little of how Facebook was portrayed in The Social Network, sure. It was those two and one other that formed Troika and made Bloodlines and Arcanum, basically. Awesome. It's a new IP. I actually bought Arcanum and some of the other Infinity Engine RPGs on the Steam sale, so maybe I'll play them for the stream one time. It's a new IP as far as I know, but might be new in name only, if you get me. Could just be Fallout by a new name. Sure. How did you get this job?
It was easy, man. They were going door to door asking if anyone knew any scientists. I said, look no further. They asked me if I knew anything about power plants. I said as much as anyone I had ever met. They asked
That could
me
be
how
true.
well I understood theoretical physics. I said I had a theoretical degree in physics.
Ha ha ha.
They said, welcome
The
aboard.
classic joke. What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, see, we're getting power because the guy running this place is fantastic. But the mirrors outside aren't aimed right, so we're running at 1% efficiency. And I guess that just isn't good enough for some assholes. Trouble is, most of the controls for this place aren't here. They're in the tower. And that place has some crazy pre-war security system that the dumb shit NCR set off when they took over. Killed 2 guys. Now they won't go near it. They want me to make an omelet, but I can't break any of their eggs.
Well, so that's
Know what I'm
actually
saying?
not his fault. How would someone retarget the mirrors? I thought I knew that already.
There's these 2 terminals outside. They control the mirrors. I tried fooling with them, but didn't get very far. You'd have to get them to talk to the mainframe up in the tower, then do the rest from up there. I'm guessing, but it sounds good, right? Hey,
Oop.
you're not thinking about going up there, are you?
I'm definitely thinking about it. All the Troika games are broken as shit, but are utterly beautiful regardless. Few games with better atmosphere or more bugs. Luckily, they were loved enough to be fixed up by fans. Isn't that funny? It's like sometimes the presentation and the atmosphere of a game can grip you so hard that you're willing to overlook so much. I remember Yahtzee made that point about the first Assassin's Creed, and I definitely agree with that. It's like, I mean, maybe not now since Assassin's Creed is so omnipresent, but at the time I remember thinking, even though so much of the game was like the same repetitive, mindless nonsense, the world felt so real to me that I was like enamored by it. Also, I had like infinite free time because I was in high school.
Well, hey, if you find yourself up
Just
at
like
the
Bethesda,
mainframe,
it's very true.
Do yourself a favor and make sure you send the power to the right place. It needs to go to the Strip and McCarran.
Oh wow, why should the power go to the Strip and McCarran?
Because I get paid, that's why. Per kilowatt hour. Whatever the hell that is. That's where the NCR wants the power, so that's where I want it. But you know, you do that, maybe I put in a good word for you with them. Fantastic's little helper. There's a reputation you can hang your hat on.
Yeah, or I could just completely supersede you, bro.
You want this. It's the password to one of the terminals outside. Found it written on one of the stalls in the bathroom.
Let's see. Not just bugs too, some pretty flawed design choices, but you fall in love with them anyway. Huh. The difference being they had characters with charm. Sorry, Bethesda. I will say that Bethesda's characters are probably not their strong suit. There are some that you grow to love, or at the very least who are intriguing and fleshed out enough to be you know, interesting, but very few comparatively to like Obsidian RPGs. I think Bethesda's best storytelling is passive. I've said that a million times before. It's building out the worlds and putting interesting things to find and like little breadcrumb stories. But I don't know. I wish that they had better character writing too. Some of it is like so bad. Let's see. I'm looking for aid. I'm gonna drink some Sunset Sarsaparilla. And how about this? Purified water. Delish. And now I'm supposed to be doing. Who is this other guy? Ignacio.
It's unusual to see a new face here. Are you a soldier or a scientist?
I am a scientist. My interest in this place is scientific, more of a drifter.
I see. Then you must have some special business here for them to have let you through.
They're looking for help getting this plant running.
Interesting. Forgive me for prying, but I'm curious. Are you with a particular group?
Confirmed bachelor. It'll be more fun if we keep it a mystery. Besides, I'm more interested in you. Oh man. Speech, this is your turf. For all I know, you could have me killed for my allegiance. Who are you with?
Very well, yes. I'm part of the followers of the apocalypse. If you're not familiar, we seek peace and the spread of knowledge. Knowledge that must never be lost to the world.
I can agree with that.
Now your turn.
I want what you want. My only true allegiance is to myself. I just do what's necessary to keep the peace. I would do these two, but I would say, because this is kind of a self-insert character, I personally find it very important in this scenario to maintain the continuation of human knowledge, because I think that if... So the bombs dropping, right, is one massive horrible stain on the legacy of humanity. And to me, it's just too depressing to think that in addition to that unforgivable loss of life, we also lost everything there is to know, all of the knowledge that we had fought for all of human civilization to develop. So I think if I were in this scenario, in the Fallout universe, the preservation and continuation of pre-war knowledge and understanding would be very important to me. So I'd be a follower of the apocalypse, maybe.
That's reassuring.
Hey Danny, how you doing?
Although many who've made that claim to the followers of
See, remember the journal of that Vigilant of Stendar and Markarth?
Pure intentions. But if it's really
Let's
as
see.
you say, then take my advice. This installation carries with it dangers that no one here has realized. Take care what you do here and who you listen to. Some things are best left buried with the old world.
What more is there to this place than a power plant? Well, so here we go. Joe, if it's a whole pool of crappy characters, how good can the best really be? Well, it depends. Some of the writing is really good. Most of the memorable ones are for annoying memes and funny bugs. Yeah, those are not well fleshed out characters to me. Remember the journal of that Vigilant of Stendar and Markarth. So, fun fact, Joe, that journal is Requiem. They wrote that. So, Bethesda doesn't even get credit for that. It's a really fantastic journal. I believe Ludovician wrote that. I think that was her. The worlds they create are fantastic, though. It's very true. So what more is there to this place than a power plant?
I don't entirely know. Our records
yeah, it just goes to show you another reason why the Requiem team is absolutely fantastic.
Also in weapons. And I've seen equipment here marked with symbols used by the pre-war military. Targeting computers, shock sensors. A code word comes up repeatedly in the papers I've looked through here. Archimedes.
You think Archimedes is a weapon they built here?
Yes. And the technology they have in this facility is like nothing I've seen. Some of it reminds me of Enclave equipment, but more advanced. A weapon based upon it would be catastrophic, no matter who claimed it. It's no wonder the Brotherhood wouldn't give it up.
Oh shit. The Brotherhood of Steel knew about Archimedes?
They weren't here for me to ask, but I doubt they were here for electricity. When the NCR first came here, it was under Brotherhood control. They usually steered clear of one another, but something here changed their minds. The Brotherhood's interest in pre-war technology has always been in weapons. It's likely they were trying to reclaim Archimedes when the NCR arrived.
Shit. The NCR doesn't know about the weapon?
Not yet. By some miracle, they've hired an imbecile to try and decipher the systems here. He spent months working at one console trying to get the solar reflectors to track the sun. What he doesn't know is that the only thing the console controls is the plant's intercom system. I tried to tell him, but he insisted that the largest console had to be the most important. Still, it's only a matter of time.
Well, is there some way that we can increase the plant's power output while also rendering Archimedes useless, because I agree that a weapon that powerful should likely not fall into anyone's hands.
Then I would say do it. As long as the power of this plant is committed to the regional grid and not to a weapon, we are safe. If you're the one to restore output, then you can route the power where you choose, and they'll never be the wiser. I can't get you past the security in the tower, but I can be of some help.
This is so cool. Fallout New Vegas, baby. I missed this. Like, enjoyable role-playing experiences and like nuanced side stories and everything. Fuck me. Where should I route the power? Why would you trust me with this? That's a good question.
I'm a man of letters. I'd be torn to pieces by the security system they have in that tower. I'd never reach the mainframe. But eventually, the NCR will. Or if not them, Caesar's Legion. They will use this place for war.
This guy's voice actor is really good too.
Exists, you might do anything else. You're the only choice I have.
Makes sense to me. So where should I route the power?
Oh, the NCR has their own designs for it, no doubt. But resist the urge to send it only to the thriving communities. The need for power is great everywhere. Distributing it evenly is the most rational and humane choice.
Sure, I mean, I agree with that. And if the NCR doesn't know any better, and if the best guy they got for this is fantastic, I think me and Mr. Rivas here can kind of do as we please. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, the NCR, I'm kind of on board with them just because they, you know, they seem to me like the best choice for peace in this wasteland. It's not perfect, but it's better than any other one I can see, and I guess you have to believe in something, right? I think that they are the lesser of many different evils, but that doesn't mean that I'm, you know, blindly committed to whatever they want. If there's a way that I can even supersede them just a little bit to make a choice that I don't think they would make, but I would make, I'm on board with that for sure. Alright, let's go take down some security systems. Is this where I'm supposed to go? The towers, huh? So we got one here, and then one on the other side, it seems. No, wait. One here. Am I crazy? Where's the other one at? Beautiful sunset. Yeah, the writing in New Vegas is fantastic, especially given how rushed the whole thing was. I didn't know it was that rushed, but that does make it even more impressive. Alright, where am I headed here? Let's see. So this is the tower, I'd say. Where's the entrance? Around over yonder. Hoi! There we go. It makes me really want to play, what's it called? What's the secret agent one? What is it called? Why can I not remember? Well, the Obsidian secret agent game that I never played, but I wanted to. Look at this place. They got, NCR's got quite the installation here. Oh, shit. Oh. Ow. That was a late reaction. Man, I did not even notice these traps. I can see a frag mine over there. There is... Fuck, what is it called? There's a secret agent, like, spy James Bond RPG that Obsidian made. And it was, from what I understand, kind of chock full of the typical Obsidian gameplay quirks. Alpha Protocol, that's what it's called. It was Obsidian, as far as I know. But people said the story was really good and the writing was really good. So, like I said, a typical Obsidian experience, if you will. Alright, give me my... Oops. I want F3. I'd never get it right on the first try. I never go to the menu that I'm actually trying to go to. God damn it. And I just did the chat window. There we go. Meant to be a bit of a flawed gem. Sometimes it's like my mouse does not restrict to the center monitor, so I accidentally scroll my chat up and down. It's very annoying. First world problems, am I right? Squirrel on a stick. Salesman Weekly. I was looking for stim packs. There we go. Is that going to get me up to full? I like my shotgun. Activate bear trap. If I'm going for this... This is not the pre-war security system they mentioned, is it? Ow! I didn't see that one. Oh, it was that one. No, it wasn't. Fuck! God damn it, dude. This is terrible. Have I played Mass Effect? Yes, I have. I played the first one and the second one. I love them both. Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games ever. I started 3 and I never finished it. It's kind of like a gap. Whoa. I think, hold on a second. I got someone at my door. Give me 2 seconds. I got to check this out. No one ever rings my doorbell. I'm not wearing pants. Be careful. Boom, baby. Amazon phone case. I just got a new phone, the Essential phone, for like $250 on Amazon Prime Day, and my case arrived. They don't usually bring it straight to my door. That was a particularly dedicated Amazon delivery person. I couldn't get into the BioWare writing, but the first two at least are great games. Answering your door or phone is so 90s. I know. Just have them leave it there. Mass Effect 3 is interesting to me because I never finished it. I had it, and just same thing. I fell off of it for some reason. But I heard the whole ending kerfuffle, and people were so upset about it. And I think now it's got the new ending when you play the game through, because they released a new one, right, to try and fix that, because people were so upset. That's such an interesting thing to me. It seems so unprecedented to have people so upset with the canon story ending, or like the choices you're given in a game, that the developers actually go in and change it up. I can't think of any other time when something like that has happened, that I can remember anyway. Also, god damn it, I'm like really hurt now. If I take 2 stim packs, did I waste them because they don't stack? Or is one just going to go right after the other one? Oh no, okay, we're good. I think that's what happened. Because that would suck. Okay, stim pack is worn off. Whoa. What is happening here? And who is that? I see you, Boone. Also, are we going to have assassins come in and try and get us? Well, fuck me. Where's... are there any more frag mines? Because that sucked. Activate Terminal 1. Log on, admin, enter password now. Hey, lady. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. They barely improved it. They added a few extra lines that don't really provide additional closure or resolve the complaints. Interesting. Well, it kind of makes... I still want to play through Mass Effect 3 because I like that game series so much. Let's see. Reset mainframe connection. Archimedes testing. Upcoming visit. Welcome to PoseidonNet. Bring General Scott Lowe of the U.S. Army... Oh, Brigadier General, maybe? Scott Lowe of the U.S. Army will be visiting the facility starting next Monday and staying on site indefinitely. When Archimedes goes live, he will be the only person here allowed to authorize its use for anything other than a test. Civilian employees are not required to salute, but it is expected of everyone that you observe thorough grooming and hygiene regimens and dress neatly while the General is with us. The General expects the best from all his men, and Poseidon men should be no different in the presence of such a fine and decorated soldier. So Poseidon, I suppose, is a technically private company, maybe contracted by the U.S. Army? Because civilian members, right? Reset mainframe connection, Archimedes testing. On Tuesday, February 16th at 2 p.m., technicians will be running a test of Archimedes and its connectivity with our plant security system. Under no circumstances should any employee be outdoors on the plant grounds until the alarm klaxon has ceased and an all clear is given. We have death and dismemberment waivers from all employees on file and are not responsible for any accidents that should occur during this procedure. Protective eyewear is mandatory for all technicians observing from the tower deck. So, what am I supposed to do here? Let's see. Barely improved. That fan reaction was insane. That whole deal, I think, had a huge impact on the industry. I agree with you, Joe. Like I said, I'd never seen anything like that before. Oh, lady, you're sick. I'm so sorry. What else is new? How am I? I'm doing good. I'm playing some Fallout New Vegas on a Monday. Had a nice weekend. Got to see some family. Got to hang out with some friends who I haven't seen in a long time. So I'm doing okay. BioWare writing has never quite hit the spot for me, but they still made one of my favorite games ever. BG2. What is BG2? Oh, Baldur's Gate 2. What a scary force a mob of unhappy vocal players can be. Oh yeah, never underestimate the power of angry gamers. They'll get real upset. We're a passionate bunch, you can say. Well, shit, do I reset the mainframe connection? Is that what I'm supposed to do here? Before I do anything, I'm going to check this quest again to see exactly... Okay. Connect the Helios 1 mainframe from the Eastern Reflector control terminal. Connect to the... So, is that how I do that? Also, it is pretty crazy that, like, what? No one managed to hack into this terminal and read this stuff about Archimedes? Because they would know immediately that it's a weapon. It's bizarre thinking you were entitled to the ending you want in a game or book. Rumor has it that was something that scared Valve into being very hesitant to do Half-Life 3. Ha, interesting. It's pretty... like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a game company do that. And I have to imagine that it was pretty nerve-wracking if you're a game developer and you see such a visceral reaction to the ending of a game. Because lots of games have bad endings. But to see that, I guess because it's just such a beloved series, and Half-Life would definitely fit that bill as well. Connection reset, waiting for mainframe. Okay, connect to the Helios 1 mainframe from the Western Reflector control terminal. Okay. That's a cool kneeling pose. Thanks, Boone. Alright. Let's make our way over. Look at all these solar panels. This is an interesting kind of texturing and like reflectivity on these. It wasn't that it was a bad ending, it was a non-ending. A fan rewrote the Mass Effect 3 ending completely. It was a 77-page PDF that I never got around to reading. Jesus. Well, people are dedicated, man. They care about their favorite game series. Alright, let's try this one. I'm going to save, just in case here. Just in case there's traps that I don't see. Because, my God, that was painful. Okay. Yeah, caution, huh? Oh, I hear a dog. Uh-oh, EDE. What do you... Oh, I don't have to kill the dogs. Gotcha. I mean, can't we just tell him to stand down? Am I getting all crazy like this because I have a crippled head? Whoops. I didn't mean to fire twice. Oh well. Your dogs are dead. Sorry. It's a multiple choice thing that basically had no fleshed out resolution. I don't want to get too much into it since you haven't played 3 yet. Yeah, maybe I'll play it. The cool thing about doing the streaming schedule is that I get to play more games. That was the whole reason I did it. So I didn't just burn myself out on Skyrim. So you never know what I'll play in the future. Reset mainframe. Okay, so that's the same stuff. Nice. Okay. Use the Helios 1 mainframe to send power to a destination of your choosing. Optional, arm Archimedes security system to wipe out all NCR soldiers. God damn. Alright. Well, I think we're good. Let's go, y'all. My limbs are broken. Hello. Miss Lady. We're going door to solar collection tower. Ah, I can't see shit. Oh, hello. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I forgot about the security system. Ow, ow. Okay, so all of my limbs almost are broken. Jeez. Okay. Stim pack. God damn. Boone, you are ice cold under pressure. Okay, whoops. What do we need here? Oh, geez, Boone, take it easy. You're using my laser rifle. I want this one. EDE. Ow. Ow. Got it. Got it. Got it. Let's do it, guys. Oh, that's some kind of crazy wave. Did we kill it? I think we killed it. What happened? Ugh. I expect a crippled head might do it. I would like to meet the person who could take a head injury and have no effect on them. No kidding. That's why I'm thinking about adding wounds to Skyrim, actually. To compound the new death system. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It was Gatto's suggestion. As many of the things that have ended up in Ultimate Skyrim have been. I jokingly call it Gatto's Ultimate Skyrim sometimes. Also some carry weight. Oh god. I see you. Hi. Disarming personality. That's cute. Okay. Fuck me. Okay, be careful. If there's one, there can be more. Are you guys armed? You are. I think they put that... Oh, you can tell because they're lit. I gotcha. Missiles. Oh, okay. I'm going to take all of those and I'm going to give them to Boone. Because, fuck me, missiles are dope and they're worth a lot. Anything cool on the table here? No? Turret control system. Oh, well, I could have done that. You're not trapped, are you? Does not seem that way. Well, it's been a while since we did one of these hacking minigames. Let's see. The choice is either kill a few dogs at night and be done in 2 minutes, or get them as a rare drop from humans. Easy choice. Huh. I expected the delay to make the voice commands unusable. It wasn't bad at all. I had an incredibly fun time ordering my squad around in battle. Wait. Oh, I was going to say, I missed the first part. I will say this. I actually played Mass Effect 3 with Kinect voice commands. That's so interesting. Also, you played through Witcher 1. There's a quest you need to collect dog tallow. Oh, that's so sad. I played Witcher 1, but I never finished it. I never played any of the Witcher, sadly. I watched the major plot points on 2 on YouTube, and I picked up 3 to play one day. Just haven't yet. 2 and 3 are both excellent. 3 is obviously this crazy, amazing experience. Honestly, the game systems in 3 are like, whatever. It's still a lot of fun. It's not like the best game systems I've ever seen in a game. It's just the story is so intriguing, I think, and so well written. Side quests are typically very interesting and often as well written as any of the main story quests. And what I like most about The Witcher 3 is the free-form nature of the game, where you really can go and do anything in any order, and the game still stays very reactive to itself, and you don't end up in those awkward scenarios where the game assumes you either have done something or haven't done something, or it just doesn't react to stuff you have done. It's really good about that, and it's very difficult to do that, as we've talked about. Okay, let's see what we got. We'll start with facing. Got 2 out of 6 correct. Okay, so it could be... that one can't be it. Lasted. Could... nope. Bodies. Oh, and someone told me a long time ago that if we see an open and a closed bracket at once, we can reset our attempts. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, bodies. It could be... nope. Moving. No, that's 3. Radius. Okay, that just means 2 out of 3 are correct. See, the writing is good. I should watch Witcher 1 and play 2 and 3. 1 is just oof. Yeah, it's. I guess the enhanced edition is not so terrible to play, Shake Fan, but maybe you're better off doing that. Because think about the time investment of playing all those games. If you have time, I guess. Fantastic games. I only played through the first for continuity. It's a bit of a slog. The writing is good in 1, but they tried to jam a weird real-time combat system into the Neverwinter Nights engine. That's the Neverwinter Nights engine? Holy shit. No wonder it felt so weird. Can't stop thinking about this other YouTuber who I found recently who played this game, or was it Fallout 3, can't remember, and did nothing but kill everyone, even the good people. He did it in a funny way, so it was okay. I mean, I would imagine this game plans for that in a really interesting way. Fallout 3, maybe not so much. Bethesda, I think, typically plans around the goody two-shoes characters like me. But Obsidian, I think, would give you a lot of options for just killing everybody. What do they call it from Undertale? A genocide run. Would be fun to do. Okay, so... 2 out of 6 correct. That could mean... let's try behind. Okay, so that's 1 out of 6 correct. That's tricky. Car facing. Let's see if it shares 2. So it's tricky because if I remember correctly, just because facing is 2 out of 6 correct does not mean it's the same 2 that we'll find in another... well, we'll see. I'm probably overthinking it here. Taking... this is probably not that. It's not anything that ends with ing, because otherwise we'd have 3 out of 6 correct. I bet it's this one. Fuck! Okay, shit. Damn it. Yeah, without BioWare lending them that engine, we might have never gotten Witcher 3. They were clueless making the first game, learning programming as they went. Seeing them progress from that to arguably one of the best RPGs ever made is pretty amazing. It is true, Jamwood. Oh, shit. Okay, well, damn. Radius. I bet it's this one. Yes! Woo! Oh, that was close. Okay, log on, blah, blah, blah. Warning, no targeting data. Deactivate turret system. There it is, powering down. No more need to get shot up by any turrets that we haven't destroyed. I find that I so often find the turret terminals after I've already blown up all the turrets. But maybe there would have been more. Right? Let's see, Protectron, got an energy cell. Thank you. Fission batteries are useful for something, I'm sure. Alright, be careful. Watch out for traps. These tin cans. You never know what's inside a tin can even, right? Let's go down here. Oh, let's check up here first, because I feel like I'm going to have to go down there for whatever I'm doing. I guess the turrets probably didn't turn off, like, protectrons and stuff, because I still see some enemies on my perception radar. Let's see. I remember that. Whoa. I legit raged on Witcher 1. It got to where you had to protect the patients in the clinic, and it was not pleasant. Many a true nerd. People have been telling me really wonderful stuff about him. Watch a lot of vids on YouTube by a guy named ESO, and he does some where he makes the extreme decisions or plays with some extremely polar play styles. It's cool to see the outcomes without having to play that way myself. Agree with that, Joe. Raged many times, Shake. The gameplay is at times a deal breaker. Back later, guys. Have fun, BB. Thanks, Joe, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Let me see. Anything cool? And in this metal box? No, a finance clipboard, huh? My favorite thing to find. What time is it? 11:34 already. Holy crap, these streams go by fast sometimes. We got 25 minutes, everybody, approximately. Is this going to be irradiated? Is that why it's green? What is down at this... the bottom of this hill? There's some sort of door. I started playing the first Witcher. I think the gate part at the beginning was glitched. I rage quit after not being able to do anything and haven't gone back to it since. That was like 2 years ago, I think. I should get back to it. Or you could just watch a playthrough. It's tough. Boom. Boom. Gotcha. Robo-brain. I always try so hard to play the evil route. It can be really fun, but ultimately I can't, although I have no qualm stealing everything from even the poorest people. I agree with you, Jamoid. It's really hard for me to play evil characters. There's a big difference between stealing stuff and like murdering people, I think, on your conscience. Stealing stuff, not great, obviously, but at least you're not taking lives, you know? Bottle cap, thank you. Metal box, bottle cap. Hoi! Metal box, sunset, sarsaparilla. Why is that spelled like that? Doctor's bag, please. Fuck! I mean, I'll take the stim pack. That's good to have too, I'm sure, but I'd rather have a doctor's bag. TBH. I don't think I'll ever go back to Witcher 1. Some parts were legit bullshit. What's happening? What happened? What happened?
Do you think you can hide from me?
Oh, there's a Protectron of some kind of robo-brain. Go, EDE! Have fun! She's bloodthirsty, I swear. Eyeglasses. Or maybe I'll look cool if I wear eyeglasses. I played through it, so I had a legit save to import. It gets really good in the second game. Yeah, I thought the second game, I mean, it has its qualms, right? But there's a lot of things that I really like about the second game. Like, for instance, the whole potion preparation business, where you kind of, like, plan ahead and then have them for a long period of time, as opposed to using them as these, like, quick-use things, like in Skyrim. Although I've grown to like the Skyrim system of potions, at least with like Requiem and now Skyrim Souls. So even though they are a little bit more instant use, they are used over time a little. But you can't just like pop into the menu and down like a bunch of them while the game freezes, which I think alleviates a lot of what I don't like about the Skyrim potion system. But I do like the potion system in Witcher 2 a whole lot. I considered doing something similar for Skyrim actually, and I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea for future versions, but rebalancing how potions work in addition to rebalancing. It's already so difficult to balance alchemy anyway in Requiem, and I believe that's something that we can currently do. I have some plans for it, but changing the duration of potions would require a very intense rebalancing that would have to be evaluated at a future time. See, I played through it, legit say, you're not missing a huge amount by reading about the storyline somewhere. The difference in maturity from first to second game is crazy in almost every way. Writing, voice acting, storytelling, and themes. I could totally see that being the case, Jamoid. Was that CD Projekt Red's like first really big project, I wonder? I wonder what the history of their studio is. I haven't looked too much into that, to be honest. Ugh. Anyone else? Man, I'm all walking slow, too. I'm gonna have to fast travel back to Novak pretty soon here. Oy. I am dead as heck here. It was their first game, full stop. That's crazy. That is just nuts. Anything cool? Got a nice pencil. Got a cool... If I shoot this, what happens? Wow, that is some resilient glass. Gotta say. 0 rads. Wow. You guys got radiation-free water over here? That's crazy. Delish. Alright, I feel like that's the real treasure down here, right? Oif. Hello? I'm sneaking. Just so I don't run over any landmines. This is like a full-on dungeon down here. All kinds of stuff to explore. I see something on the ground there. Oh, there are notes. Poseidon Energy Employee ID card. Nice. Is it like a unique one? Nope, just a random one. Or it doesn't have any like unique copy on it. I assume this is another one. Yep. Ugh! This concussion is not doing me well, I gotta say. Sure, I'll take that. And I guess if I'm in close quarters, I might as well use my... That's really cool. Oh, shit, I was swapping out the bullets. That's not what I intended to do. Where's my caravan shotgun? There we go. Nice. I need a lot... Oof. Where's my lockpicking skill at? And also, do skill books stack? That's my other question. Stats. Skills. Lockpick. Ah, shit, because my hands are blown up. That makes sense. Or wait. Because my head is blown up? I'm not doing so hot. That sucks. Status. Crippled. My hands are okay, but my head and my torso and my legs are not doing so great. Can I see what active effects I have? Effects. Concussion. Perception -4. Shit. I really wish I had a doctor's bag to apply to my face so I could make an attempt at opening this. Oh well. I really want to get in there. Shit. Maybe we'll find a doctor's bag, or I'll just remember that it's here, I suppose. Let me see. I think my first Skyrim game, long before mods, was my best and favorite game, glitches and all. Huh. That's a unique experience, lady. I had a lot of fun with Skyrim the first time through, but the longer I played it, the more lukewarm, I would say, my feelings grew. And that's what I always talk about in these streams as being a real shame, because there are plenty of games out there where I feel that maybe not these massive scale open world games because they're so difficult to make. So maybe with those types of games, a little bit of the magic is always going to be lost after a certain point. But there's a lot of games that I really love that I feel like become more and more rewarding the more you play them. But you know what? So I'm thinking, when I say that, I'm thinking of like The Binding of Isaac, right? Which I talk about all the time as being like this really awesome game. Or even like Stardew Valley. These games I think are very carefully designed and really awesome for it. But even those games, I know that there are a lot of people out there who like... Oh, shit. Scared the hell out of me, dude. Ah! Dude, I like literally jumped. Oh, God. What I was going to say is that those games, I think, are... Like, I know there are plenty of people out there who have played it so much more than I have who are like, oh, yeah, like, this item is totally unbalanced. Like, this item totally ruins the game. So maybe any game, after a certain point, once you learn all the different parts of it and you really peel back that veil, becomes a little bit less magical. I guess maybe you can look at it as a function of, like, how much time does it take? How much content is there for you to uncover before that magic is lost? Maybe that's a useful metric. Who knows?
Identified.
No, your target's identified. How about this? Boom, baby. Getting that combat experience. I wonder what triggered these guys. Oh, it was that laser wire, it seems. I didn't even know there were laser wires. I guess I do now. Yeah. Boom. Gotcha. Let's see. They were just a few guys. Uh-oh. Few guys that were localizing games got their break localizing for interplay. Wow. Interesting about the Witcher stuff. I still want to give it a go, though. Should there are people that utterly love it, so better to form your own opinion, really. But that's always the case, is it not? Because time is that scarce resource. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Shit. Don't shoot me. Oh, there's another one. You're kidding me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Do I have a super stim pack? I don't. But I have 2 stim packs and I have a stealth boy. Look, now I'm invisible and you can't shoot me. Look at me. You might have powerful sensors, perhaps, that allow you to see me.
Into the open and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear.
Check it out. Boom! Oh, I thought that would for sure kill him. Gotcha, baby. Where are my followers at? You guys are supposed to be down here helping me. I'm still stealthed? Wow. I didn't think that was going to happen. It's always enjoyable knowing there's a layer beyond what you understand. I agree with that, Jamwood. That's kind of what I'm talking about, you know? Where just, you know that, like, what you're experiencing is just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I suppose that after a certain point when you played through a game enough, well, I guess what it really comes down to, even when I think of those examples like Stardew and Isaac, it was like the more that I played through them, the more that I saw behind the curtain to see how the systems were designed. Yeah, I was able to take advantage of those systems more, so maybe the game became like easier or whatever. But I still felt like the systems themselves were really awesomely designed and like fed into the gameplay in a really awesome way. And like with a game like Skyrim, for example, I just feel like it's not really that way. It's not a very well constructed argument. I would just have to actually sit down and figure out what I'm saying. I think it might be because it was my first Elder Scrolls game and I was discovering all this stuff for the first time. That I definitely think makes for like the most magical experience. Also, with replaying missions and already knowing what was going to happen in parts, it just lost a bit of magic to me. Don't get me wrong, I still love Skyrim. I do end up with new and different experiences with each game. It doesn't have the same feeling as when I was discovering everything for the first time. I think that's natural, lady. And like the first time through, it's all magical. Like when I played Morrowind for the first time when I was a kid, oh my god, it was one of the most magical experiences in my entire gaming career. I think what really helped there too is that I didn't have the understanding of game design systems that I do now as an adult. When I first played Morrowind, I was like, I don't know, 12. So I really didn't know what was possible, and it was just very special. And that game also, I would say, there's a reason that it's very fondly regarded by Elder Scrolls fans. It's a lot more hardcore RPG and a lot less afraid to kind of tell you no and to not hold your hand like the newer ones kind of do. Alright, well, I'm moving along. I fully get you. It always felt shallow to me, even compared to previous Bethesda games. They nailed the atmosphere, but beneath that, there are issues. Dig beneath that, there are issues. I agree with you, Jamoid, but you could make the argument that maybe nailing that atmosphere is the most important just because there are modders willing to kind of take up the mantle of improving the gameplay. If you have a game like Oblivion, for example, I would say that Oblivion's atmosphere, while special in its own right, definitely suffered from being a bit generic. And that's something that's really hard to fix with modding, whereas gameplay stuff can be a lot more easily addressed, I think, or it's a lot more possible to address that stuff. I think of I think there's a video by, I can't remember his name right now. This is the one video creator who I really like, who talks about the essence of role-playing and the factors that make up an interesting world for role-playing, and how Oblivion doesn't have a lot of those things. Pointed examples I can think of are like interesting disparities between groups of people, different groups of people with different motivations that felt influenced by the world around them. If you look at Oblivion, it's just very standard kind of medieval fantasy, whereas Skyrim manages to include some of the kind of factional narratives that I think make for the kind of stuff that exists in the real world, things like conflict and friction between different types of people and different groups of people. There's not a lot of that in Oblivion, and Skyrim managed to bring a little bit of that back with kind of the haves and the have-nots. That kind of thing is very not present in Oblivion, but it is present in Skyrim, to where Skyrim feels to me like an appropriate platform to build out a rewarding gameplay experience, whereas Oblivion, it's a little more homogenous, we'll say. And so the gameplay, you can spend time building it out, and there's obviously lots of wonderful mods for Oblivion still, but to me Skyrim is the better of the two if you're gonna create a full experience that has both an interesting atmosphere and also rewarding gameplay at the same time. I far prefer modding that focuses on fixing systems, UI, gameplay elements. Anything that involves new content or assets, I'm way more picky with. That is exactly my philosophy, Jamoid, and that's it's so hard to, from a modding perspective, add new quests and story content because it takes so many different things to create like good story content that feels natural. You need good voice acting, you need good writing, you need crazy level design, and just a wealth of content to make it feel worthwhile. Whereas systems and UI, that's a lot more possible, I think, from modding, because you don't have a lot of the resources that are available to you as a modder. I think are far better suited for fixing stuff like systems and UI, like you've said, versus adding in new content. I think those are resources that are much harder for a amateur modder to have access to. You have to rely on, you know, what, like other modders for voice acting. And like voice acting is really hard as it is, even with good direction, which is hard to get also from a modding perspective. It's very tricky. Lady Winter, I am kind of the same way. I don't think I've ever played any custom quests. Well, that's like why I removed a lot of the quests already from the Ultimate Skyrim 4.0 beta. It's why Falscar is gone. It's why like Lost Wonders of Mazark is gone. Those mods, Lost Wonders of Mazark is kind of a mess, to be honest. It's a relic of a different era, we'll say. But even like Falscar, which is really a crazy wealth of content for one person to have produced, it's very obvious that one person produced all of it, and there are rough edges everywhere that just make it feel obviously like modded content, very obviously not like vanilla Bethesda quality story content, and it's not something I'm comfortable having in the experience anymore. Some of them are fantastic, I'm sure. It's not because of a lack of talent, but to have them fit with the existing feel or atmosphere is incredibly difficult. I agree exactly. That is what I am saying. Fancy lads, snacks. Delish. Well, shit, where is this? Oh, here's a safe. I really wish that I didn't have a concussion right now. Pulse grenade, huh? That's pretty cool. Be useful. Alright, well, so where the hell is this? Did I go the wrong way? I guess I'm supposed to go all the way... Okay, hold on a second. Got 10 minutes left. Let me check data. Local map. Okay, so there was a door that I didn't use that took us somewhere totally... Wait a second. So I came in there. And I guess I am supposed to go this way. I'm getting lost here. I've heard that about Falscar before. There are also apparently a ridiculous number of arrow to the knee jokes. There are. And yeah, I like a good arrow to the knee joke, but not every 5 seconds. Hey Smokey Bear, how you doing? Sorry, I'm going to be ending the stream in 10 minutes, but I appreciate your presence for the 10 minutes. Falscar is kind of filled with self-referential stuff like that just feels, it's like, haha, like this is a game, right? And that's kind of the opposite of what I'm going for with the experience. Like, I get it. Like I said, it's just not the right fit for if you were trying to replicate that feel of, oh, this is like where I need to go. No, it's not. Okay. Hold on a second. I don't want to be reminded of YouTube comment memes in my game. Honestly, just takes me way out of it. I agree with that completely. And oh my god, we had a user in our subreddit who went through Mazark, and it was full of like privilege jokes and like SJW jokes and stuff. Oh, I missed this. Just really like ham-fisted, non-immersive comments and design. So that's the kind of stuff. There's a lot of content mods that people have been asking me to evaluate for the purpose of adding into Ultimate Skyrim. And I'm definitely willing to do that. You know, things like Dark End or Beyond Skyrim Bruma. And I'm definitely willing to evaluate it. It's always fun to have more new content, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to that stuff. And what I like for each playthrough to be able to feel unique. And so in order to do that, you need to introduce at least some additional content in order to give that feel to your playthrough so that every playthrough doesn't feel the same. But I find what's more effective for something like that is just taking the pre-existing world content and enhancing it, so to speak. So with stuff like encounters mods or just things that add more dynamism, more dynamic gameplay, we'll say, to the pre-existing world content is, I think, a better way of doing that rather than adding entirely new and original world content, because that's way harder to do. I'm so glad I didn't play that one. I have opinions on that stuff. Well, sure, it's like regardless of where you stand on like SJW stuff or whatever, it's like the comments just had no place in this Skyrim world and just felt so like, what the hell am I playing here? Not to mention some of the Buffalo Gourd Seed. just some of the gameplay design and some of the dungeon design was just very like, I'm playing a mod, and this does not at all feel like a contiguous part of the game, you know? Is this the other side of that room? Yep, it is. Oh, this concussion is killing me. Alright, here we go. Is it going to give me an autosave? If not, I'm going to save it myself. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Wait a second. Oh no, this is a new cell. Alright, we'll be on the lookout for traps. I'm going to have to go here in approximately 5 minutes, which is nice because I really have to pee so bad. I always drink a whole bottle of water at least when I'm at the gym in the morning. And also I have this coffee, which I've finished off, and then a protein shake. So that is a lot of liquid going into me and going through me. Here, what is that sound? God, okay, I really need to find a medical bag here, because this concussion is not ideal. What is that? Some sort of smoking cable on a generator? I don't think that's good. I don't think that's supposed to be doing that. Oh, here we go. I see a terminal on this big machine. What do we got? Helios, why is this so close to the bottom? This mainframe is currently unresponsive. The amount of power reaching the terminal seems to be insufficient. Got it. Restore power to the Helios 1 mainframe via an auxiliary generator. I guess that's the activate auxiliary generator. The generator looks to be fine, but some kind of large vermin has chewed into the power cable. With the proper know-how and some scrap metal, you could repair the connection and improve its output bandwidth. Otherwise, you'll need help. Repair of 35 or higher and 1 piece of scrap metal required. Okay, well I have a repair of 35 or higher, do I not? Stats, but maybe not if I'm all concussed. Repair, 37. Okay, so we're good on that. I just, god damn it. Coffee is the worst for that. I'm dancing in my chair slightly because of the same problem. Yeah, I'm literally, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm like wiggling around like crazy. Okay, I need a bit of scrap metal. I'm sure there's some somewhere in this place. I might have even walked past some. Hopefully in this cell, that would be cool. But I feel like they're going to hide it from me on purpose. From the cell. Because they know that I need it. Let me see. Oof. Ruler of the tides of innovation. Poseidon Energy. Oh, God. Okay, well, we got to watch out for that digital tripwire. A laser tripwire, if you will. I bet if I kill these guys, though, I can get some scrap metal. Ugh! Talk, Python. This robot has been fitted with a variety of tools specialized for industrial maintenance. There's a slot at the back of the head where it looks like a key card could be fit. Science of 45. Oh, well, I got the ID card. Science, hardware, the robot to run on autopilot in repair mode. Oh, there we go. Alright, go repair that thing, my guy. Look at this. I don't know what that's supposed to signify. I use games to escape that stuff. I see nonstop everywhere. I've had to unfollow numerous people on Twitter because of how ridiculous I could get with it. I don't want that in my games. That isn't what the game is about. I don't have a problem with different opinions. Don't get me wrong, but come on. I generally agree with you, lady. I don't mind the social conflict. Oh, where does this go? You fix the wiring. Sufficient electricity should now be flowing to the mainframe computer. A lot of the times I use games as an escapism for that stuff. I don't mind like interesting narrative conflict in my games at all, or interesting political conflict, but it, you know, I think it should feel like a part of what's going on in the game world. And I can tell you from, you know, just talking about this, I guess you'd have to evaluate it on a case-by-case basis, each example of this kind of thing. But in Lost Wonders of Mazark, it is just, like, no one in Skyrim is, even if they're talking about the concept of like privilege and stuff, they're not using these very obvious like 2018 kind of colloquialisms, so it does not belong, and it feels really odd and weird. It's hard to move, and just talking in general about the abundance of that kind of rhetoric being tossed at us all the time and the impact it can have on your mental state. I agree that can be a lot, even in and of itself. It's tricky because on the, like, when I go on my Facebook feed, right, and I see so many posts just so like, I guess the vitriolic ones are the ones that upset me the most. If someone's like passionate about something that they're talking about, like respectfully, I have no problem with that. It just feels like there's so much vitriol, and it can feel so overwhelming and harming to like my own kind of mental state. But then when I kind of choose not to look at that stuff, I feel a little bit guilty because I'm like, well, you know, these are important issues and I don't want to be ignoring it. It's a tricky balance to strike for all of us, I think. Whining about whiny boys, basically. Sure, who knows. Oh, Siam, also hi. We got 2 minutes left, so let's go ahead and complete this quest if we can. Welcome to PoseidoNet, General. Configure power grid initial trials. Pending the successful launch of Archimedes 2, we ought to be able to begin field trials with the handheld rangefinder within a few weeks. Our small-scale tests have already proven the viability of sending power as microwave radiation from the plant to a remote receiver and converting it back into a usable form. Okay, I'm sorry. Small-scale tests have already proven the viability of sending power as microwave radiation from the plant, remote receiver, and converting it back into a usable form. So you can send power that way. All that remains is to extrapolate it to full scale and then prove out the long-range communication/targeting system on the rangefinder. Yikes. Archimedes testing. On Tuesday, February 16th at 2 p.m., the technicians will be running a test of Archimedes and its connectivity with our plant security system. Under no circumstances should any employee be outdoors on the plant grounds until the alarm klaxon has ceased and an all clear is given. We have death and oh, this is the same one. Okay. Oh, configure the power grid. Select output configuration. McCarran and Las Vegas Strip, Fremont and Westside, full region Archimedes 2. Full region emergency output level. Hold on a second. What does that mean? I didn't know that was going to be an option here. I'm going to do a quick save just in case I select one of these. And I want to select that one and see what sort of other information I can get on it. But I don't want it to like immediately choose that option. Full region emergency output level. Warning, system overload imminent. Oh, no. See, that's what I was afraid of. If it's going to render the system useless, then that's stupid. Let's load that one back. Tricky Dragon, gotta run. BB, fun stream. Thanks for stopping by, Tricky Dragon. I really appreciate it. Okay, this is the last thing we'll do on the stream. Configure power grid. We're going full region, baby. No favoritism. Give everyone that power that they need. Full region. Insufficient capacity. Brownouts likely. Oh, shit. Well, configure. Oh, I can change. Let's see. All right. Fremont and Westside, McCarran and Las Vegas Strip. Fremont and Westside. I don't even know where these places are. Well, I mean, I know where Fremont is in actual Vegas. I think I'm just going to leave it as full region. Insufficient capacity, brownouts likely. Brownouts, I suppose, are better than, you know, no power at all. And this is like kind of the utilitarian choice. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there. And then in the next one, we'll go and see what the NCR has to say about our stuff we've done. So, thank you. Let's see. Before I go, I'll read it. Exactly balances everything. I never understood people who would say they needed a few days off from social media. Simply just go do something for a few hours and come back to it as if it was too much for me. Come to understand, as of lately, though, after almost having a breakdown or two because of how aggressive the post was or information was, you can only handle so much negativity. If everything is negative, it's bad. I mean, I agree with you, lady. We all have a threshold, right? And on some days, I find like I'm trying to get better about this, and I'm in therapy for it. But like I'm a pretty anxious person. I'm a pretty guilt. I induce a lot of like guilt in myself for a lot of different things. And on some days I'm fine. Other days not so much. So I figure people do what they need to do in order to be okay. And if that's what they're doing, then I have no qualms with it. But sometimes I do think there's utility in just the world is a harsh place, and whether we like it or not, there's difficult things happening all the time. And I do understand the concept of needing a break, and I think that's fine in general, but also it can't be so much that you're just refusing to live in the world and the realities of the world. So it's a balance we all try and strike ourselves, I suppose. And I don't have the right answer for it anyway. And with that, I'll go ahead and leave you guys. Thank you for joining me on this stream. As always, it was really fun. Totally felt bad distancing myself from that stuff. Felt like a bit of a cop-out, but man, mental health first. That's kind of that. I agree with you, Jamoid. It's like we got to do what we got to do to feel okay. But there is something to be said about continuing to participate in the world and its problems. At least that's kind of where I stand on it right now. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you again hopefully tomorrow at 5. That is when I'm streaming. Tuesday and Thursdays, 5 to 7. So we'll see you then. And thank you again for joining me.